How are you, learners? So today in this lesson we're going to be talking about fractions. So first of all, a fraction is an expression which is in the form a over b, and a, this number, is called a numerator and b is called a denominator. So a numerator is a number which is on the top and a denominator is the number which is on the bottom. Now moving on to the types of fractions. So for the first one, we have got what is called a proper fraction. And on a proper fraction, the numerator is a small number and the denominator is a bigger number. So an example can be 2 over 3. 2 is smaller than 3. So this is an example of a proper fraction. Another example of a proper fraction can be 7 over 10. Moving on to the next type of a fraction, we're going to call it an improper fraction. And an improper fraction is actually the opposite of a proper fraction. So we will be having a bigger number on top and a smaller number on the bottom. So an example can be, let's say, 9 over 5. Another example can be 10 over 3, right? The numerator is bigger than the denominator. And the last type of fraction we'd like to talk about is called a mixed fraction. And on a mixed fraction, we'll be having a whole number and a proper fraction. An example can be 1 and 2 over 3. Another example can be 3 and 5 over 7. So a mixed number can be converted into an improper fraction. Let's say, for example, we do have 1 and 2 over 3. So to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction, we have to multiply this 1 and 3. So I'm going to put a multiplication sign here. Then after we find the answer, we add it to 2. So doing that, 1 times 3, we get a 3. Then we add 2. 3 plus 2, we get a 5. So the answer will be 5 over, then we put the denominator, which is 3. Another example can be 2 and 5 over 7. So we're going to multiply 2 and 7, then we add the answer to 5. So 2 times 7, we get 14. Then we add 5, we'll be getting 19. We say write 19, then we put the denominator, which is 7. So the answer will be 19 over 7. And we can also convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. So let's say, for example, we do have 25 over 4. We'll simply say 4 into 4, that's 1. Then into 25, that will be a 6. And in other words, remainder 1 over the denominator, which is 4. So this will be the final answer. Another example can be 7 over 3. So we say 3 into 3, that's a 1. Then into 7, we are going to get 2, remainder a 1 over the denominator, which is 3. So this will be the final answer. Now moving on to addition and subtraction of fractions. So let's say, for example, we do have 1 over 3, which will be adding to 2 over 5. So the first thing that you have to do is to find the lowest common denominator. In other words, you'll be finding the lowest multiple of 3 and 5. A number that 3 can get into and also 5 can get into. So in this case, you can simply say 3 times 5. So your common denominator will be 15. Then you say 3 into 15, you are going to get 5. Then that 5, you multiply it by 1. So 5 times 1, that's a 5. Then you put a positive sign. Then you say 5 into 15, you will get 3. Then you say 3 times 2, you're going to get a 6. So 5 times 6, you're going to simplify it to 11. Then over 15. So this will be the answer. Another example can be 2 over 7 plus 3 over 5. So just like in the previous example, we are going to find the lowest common denominator. That is a number that 7 can get into, and also a number that 5 can get into. So we are going to say 7 times 5, that will be 35. So 35 will be the lowest common denominator. Then you say 7 into 35 will get a 5. Then you multiply it by 2, we will be getting a 10. Then you put our positive sign. Then you say 5 into 35, that's a 7. Then you say 7 multiplied by 3, we get a 21. Then we simplify 10 plus 21, we get a 31 over 35. So 31 over 35 will be the final answer, and we can't further simplify it, so this will be the final answer. Now moving on to another example. We have done 2 examples so far, so I'm gonna call this one example number 3. Let's say we do have this question which reads 7 over 8 subtracting 2 over, let me say, 4. So finding the lowest common denominator of 8 and 4. In this case, it will be 8. Why? Because 8 can get into 8 and 4 can also get into 8. So 8 will be the lowest common denominator. Then we say 8 into 8, we are going to get a 1. Then we say 1 times 7, we get a 7. Then we put our subtraction sign. Then we say 4 into 8, we're going to get a 2. Then we say 2 multiplied by 2, we get a 4. Then we say 7 subtracting 4, we get a 3 over 8. So 3 over 8 will be our final answer. Now let's do the last example. So on this example, let's say we have got 5 over 7 minus a 2 over 7. So in this case, the denominators are the same because here we've got 7 and here we also have 7. So in this case, there is no need to find a common denominator, right? So we just subtract the numerators. So we subtract 2 from 5, we get a 3. Then you put our denominator, which is 7. So the answer will be 3 over 7. Okay, the last of the last question. Let's say we have got 1 and 2 over 3 adding 2 and 3 over 4. So there are 2 ways or 2 methods of working out this question. The first one, we can first add the whole numbers. We can add 1 and 2, then you add the fractions, right, for the second time. Or we can first convert this mixed fraction into an improper fraction, then you also convert this other mixed fraction into an improper fraction, then we add the 2. So we're going to be using the second method. So converting the first mixed fraction, we're going to multiply 1 and 3, then we add here. So 1 times 3, we get a 3, then we add 2, we're going to get 5 over 3, then we put a plus, then 2 times 4 plus a 3. 2 times 4, that's 8, plus 3, that's 11 over 4. Now here we find the common denominator of 3 and 4. That will be 12. The lowest common denominator of 3 and 4, that will be 12. Then you say 3 into 12, we will be getting a 4. And you say 4 times 5, we get 20. Then we put our positive sign. We say 4 into 12, that's 3. 3 times 11, we get a 33. Then we add 33 and 20, that will be 53 over 12. And our answer is supposed to be in mixed number. So we're going to convert 53 over 12 from the improper fraction to a mixed number. So we're going to say 12 into 12, that's a 1. Then into 53, we're going to get, that will be 4, remainder 5 over 12. So 4 and 5 over 12 will be our final answer. So this can be your bonus question, and it is good 1 mark from Mathematics June 2023 Paper 1 Ordinary Level ZIMSEC. And I'm not going to help you guys work out this question. You can work it out on your own, and you send the answers on the number that I'm going to give in my description below. So this is the end of the first lesson on fractions. Till we meet again.